First thing we got to understand about fatty liver disease is it used to be only associated with alcoholics. We called it alcoholic fatty liver disease. And really only over the last 30 to 40 years has there been an increase in a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLS, right? And so this condition has grown, particularly as our consumption of high fructose corn syrup in particular, or fructose consumption, has grown, right? And so we know that, many years ago, food manufacturers started putting high fructose corn syrup in a lot of the foods, particularly soft drinks. They're loaded with high fructose corn syrup. We know that's extremely damaging to liver cells and ends up causing liver cell death and ends up causing an accumulation of visceral fat around the liver that we call fatty liver disease, right? And fatty liver disease is associated with insulin resistance, blood sugar dysregulation. It's associated with diabetes, obesity, people being overweight, but you can also be pretty lean or thin and also have fatty liver disease. Again, fructose consumption is a big issue. Number two is pesticides, things like glyphosate, which is actually an herbicide, but other pesticides and other phthalates like BPA, very much associated with causing liver cell damage as well as fatty liver disease. So this is really big. About 30% of our population now is dealing with, or will deal at some point in their life, with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And that number has doubled just in the last 20 years. And so this is a big issue, and we really need to have strategies to heal it. So let's talk about some supplements. Glutathione is one of the best things. It's one of the most important compounds. It's actually what we call our master antioxidant. It's so critical for buffering oxidative stress in our body. And we have fatty liver disease. That's a sign that we have excess oxidative stress and inflammation in our body. So we've got to upregulate our glutathione levels. And there's a lot of good research on a compound called N-acetylcysteine, NAC. Cysteine is actually the rate-limiting amino acid. Glutathione is actually 3 amino acids combined. That's what you need in order to produce it. Cysteine is the rate-limiting one. So when we consume or supplementally take N-acetylcysteine, that helps upregulate glutathione. A lot of great research on it showing how N-acetylcysteine, roughly 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day, great clinical benefits for helping heal fatty liver disease, regenerate damaged liver cells, and help our body detoxify and heal more effectively. Other supplements that can be helpful: milk thistle. Milk thistle, outside of N-acetylcysteine, is the most well-studied herb. It's a bitter herb, harder to get in your diet, right? I mean, you don't see milk thistle around too often, but you can find teas with it, and easy to supplement with. There's a lot of great milk thistle supplements out there. And so supplementing with roughly around 500 milligrams a day in divided doses, very powerful for helping regenerate liver cells, helping you burn excess visceral fat from your liver, and healing fatty liver disease. Also, choline. Choline is a compound that we find in a lot of different foods. For example, eggs are the most nutrient-dense source of choline. There's about 150 milligrams of choline in your average egg. Okay, and choline is so critical for overall liver health. It's actually a bile salt, so it helps with good bile flow. And so when bile gets very congested, it ends up creating a lot of oxidative stress and damage in the liver, and that increases inflammation in the liver, damages the liver cells, so we get liver cell death, and we get increased amount of liver fat that ends up forming in those areas and scar tissue in our liver. So choline, research has shown that when you're choline deficient, you get this sort of very congested bile, this oxidative stress and inflammation and liver cell death that leads to fatty liver. So we need to make sure we're getting enough choline. You need roughly somewhere around 500 to 600 milligrams at a minimum on a daily basis. Okay, unless you're fasting, obviously, then don't worry about it. But on a day-to-day basis, to deal with all our metabolic needs, produce enough bile, and to get the bile moving properly, 500 to 600 milligrams. So that's going to be roughly 3 to 4 eggs a day. If you take a look at like beef liver, for example, there's about 100 milligrams in a 3-ounce form of beef, and in beef liver, actually, there's I believe about 250 milligrams in a 3-ounce form of beef liver. So beef liver is actually your best source of it, but most people aren't eating 3 ounces of beef liver. But you can get supplements like grass-fed beef liver supplements, where it's desiccated beef liver, freeze-dried beef liver, and you're able to supplement with that, and you're able to get a good dose of choline in that to help prevent fatty liver disease, help heal fatty liver disease, and help support good bile flow through our system. And then another great supplement is called TUDCA. TUDCA is actually a bile salt. It's been shown to help regenerate liver cells, help support good bile flow, and help prevent oxidative stress in the liver, which ends up leading to liver cell death, as well as fatty liver disease. So taking TUDCA as well can be really, really helpful.